Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. My name is Tessa.
I'm Jason.
And this is Cooking Keto Style. Today we will be making a lasagna, but not just any lasagna, a lasagna made with Egglife wraps. So this is going to be a protein lasagna. Since we all know that being on keto, we cannot have normal lasagna noodles since those things are full of carbs. And these Egglife wraps here will, well, we know they are super low carb. They're just made with egg white. So let's get started with our protein lasagna. I can't wait. Here are the ingredients you will need. You will need a jar of no sugar added pasta sauce. I am using Rouse. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but Rouse. Sensitive marinara. You will need some Parmesan cheese. You will need 1 egg. You will need some cottage cheese. I am using Good Culture. You will need some shredded mozzarella cheese. I have shredded this mozzarella cheese myself. You may use pre-shredded cheese. It's totally up to you. A package of Egglife wraps, and you will need a pound of ground beef or ground turkey, and I am using ground turkey. If you prefer beef, you may use beef, but this is what I had on hand, so I am just using turkey. You will also need a bowl to mix everything in. I am using my trusty big white mixing bowl, a spatula to mix everything with, or a spoon, and of course you will need a baking dish, and I am using my glass 8.5 by 8.5 inch. Yeah, that's what it says, 8.5 by 8.5 inch. So these are the ingredients and the materials that you will need in order to make your protein lasagna. First, you need to preheat your oven to 350. Well, between 325 and 350. My oven always tends to run hotter, so I always use maybe 25 degrees less. So about 325, 350. We are going to mix together our cottage cheese. You will need about 1 cup of cottage cheese. So let's measure this out. 1 cup of cottage cheese. And I am using Good Culture cottage cheese. In the bowl it goes. To that we are going to add 1 egg. 1 egg. Boop, right in there. We are going to add half of a cup of Parmesan cheese. So Parmesan cheese, half a cup. Yeah. And then we are going to add about a cup of mozzarella cheese. Give or take. So half a cup. See if I can get it out of my bag here. Oh, okay. That's a little more than a whole cup, but it's cheese. Cheese is delicious. You can't have enough cheese. We're going to mix all of that in our bowl until everything's been combined. Incorporating all that cheese mixture in there. Awesome. Leave a comment if you really like cheese like I do, because I could just eat cheese every single day. It tastes so good. All different kinds. Swiss cheese, cheddar cheese, mozzarella cheese, Parmesan cheese. I love cheese. Get that all mixed in. And this will be the cheesy layers for our protein lasagna. Okay, we got that all mixed in. Next, we are going to set that aside. We need our baking dish. So we're going to take our Egglife noodles and we're going to, well, Egglife wraps. We are going to take our Egglife wraps and we are going to cut them. Move that out of the way. We're going to cut them in half. Just like that. Straight down the middle. And now we have Egglife wrap halves. That over there. Go back to our baking dish. You're going to take your pasta sauce and put a tiny bit in the bottom of your baking dish. Just a little bit so that there's a nice layer there for the noodles to stick to. Now you're going to take your wraps, each half, and the straight edge is going to go right against the edge of that dish. Each layer is going to have 4 halves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's going to look just like this. That is your first layer of wraps. Now we are going to take half of our cottage cheese mixture and spread that on that layer of wraps. Yeah, it's really thick. Just spread it on the best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, just make it nice and even the best you can. You're going to take half of your ground beef or ground turkey in my case, and I'm just using the sauce, my sauce measuring spoon, which is fine. We're going to take about half of the ground meat mixture and putting it right on top of that cheese layer. I'm making it even, layering it, spreading it out. And then you are going to take about half a cup of your sauce and pour that, spreading it over your meat and cheese mixture. And it's okay if you use the same utensils. It's all going to get baked together anyway. And you don't have to wash as many dishes when you're done. Spread that on evenly the best you can. Once that has been spread, you are going to repeat your layer with Egglife wraps. Trying to get it even. It's not going to be completely even, and there may be a little gap right there in the middle, but that is okay. It will be covered up with your cheese mixture. So the other half of your cheese mixture is going to go right on top of that layer of wrap again. You're going to spread it. And then you're going to add the rest of your meat. Whoop. Making a mess, making a mess, making a mess. Mess, mess, mess. Messy, mess, mess. Woo. All right. Then let's set that over there. Your pasta sauce, another half a cup. Spread that on that layer of meat. Using my little spatula again. Spreading it out. Yummy, yummy. Looks good. Comment if you really like lasagna, because lasagna is one of my favorite foods. And I am just so thankful that I was able to find a lasagna that I can eat since I am on keto. I have been keto now for about 7 years, since 2018. So it is definitely a lifestyle change, not just a quick diet or a quick fix or a fad diet. Definitely is a lifestyle change. Change for the better, I say. You're going to add the last pieces of your Egglife wrap to the top. And yes, there may be gaps because my pan is, well, it gets wider at the top. So it doesn't want to cover that layer so much. Which is why I have some more shredded mozzarella cheese I will put on top of that. So you're just going to sprinkle it on. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Covering. Of course, it's flying everywhere because I tend to make a mess every time I do something. Just a messy person, I guess. There we go. I think I'm just going to use the rest of this. Just the rest of this little mozzarella cheese on my lasagna. And if you want, you can add a little bit more parmesan to the top also. Because, like I said, you can't have enough cheese. Cheese is delicious. Very delicious. That is what our lasagna looks like before I put it in the oven. So now you will cover your lasagna with some aluminum foil and pop it in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes. All right, my lasagna has been in the oven for about 35 minutes. We are going to take the foil off. Be careful because it is hot. Ooh, look at that cheese. And we are going to put it back in the oven. If I can get some of this cheese off. We're going to put it back in the oven for a few more minutes to help brown up our cheese. Here's our lasagna after it has come out of the oven. And it has been sitting for about 30 minutes. So we are going to cut into it and see what it tastes like. See, I'm just going to make a cut here, and right here, kind of, and we are going to get it out of the pan. There we go. Nice layers. Put that there. Let's have our taste test. All right. That's a big bite right there. Ready? And oh no. It is. There we go. We'll move from there.
That is really good. Really good.
You can taste the cheese.
Oh, you can taste everything.
And the sauce. And the meat. It's really good. And the wraps, they work really well as a noodle too.
Yes, they do.
They hold up well. But yeah, this is really, really good. Especially if you've been craving lasagna.
I love lasagna. This is really good.
Yeah, lasagna is really good. You know what I mean? So leave a comment if you've ever had a protein lasagna like this. If you know any other suggestions on anything else I can use Egglife wraps for, I would love to hear from you. But yeah, we're going to finish this for our dinner. This will be our dinner tonight. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.